Welcome to Productive Joy with Dr. Christy, where fun meets action.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Productive Joy. I am just so blessed that I am surrounded by such smart people. And I am so blessed that I have a platform where I can share those brilliant people with you. I am honored to get to be a part of this small community that's growing. And I want to say thank you to all of you as listeners. You don't have to spend time with me week after week, but you're choosing to. And that just warms my heart. So thank you, thank you, thank you. This week, you're in for a treat. Grisel Scarantino is a brilliant woman who has had some life circumstances that have made her into the perfect person to help you figure out how to work to live instead of live to work. How many of us have spent countless hours at our jobs and we forgot to live? I just saw a thing the other day that says you're supposed to work until you're 66 and then the average age that people die is 70 or something like that, which gives you 4 years to really enjoy life. And if you're anything like my father-in-law, he literally retired at 81. So I say that because we have a whole lot of living that we're supposed to be doing. And if work is work, then we don't get to do that same level of living. So I'm not telling you that we shouldn't work. As a matter of fact, I will probably work till I'm 81, but I will be doing things that I absolutely love. And that's what Grisel can help you do, is figure out how to take your talents and your passions and turn them into a career, something that you absolutely can both make money doing and absolutely love. How great is that? What an awesome opportunity. And she didn't do that just by happenstance. She actually has been a people developer her entire career. Now she just realized how to spin it into let's develop you into the person you want to be and not the person that your corporate office says that you're supposed to be. Power in that for sure. I'm looking at my notes because she said so many great things. I think the one that I'm going to latch on to, and it was towards the end of the podcast, is she talked about my question is always, as you know, how do you show up as your best self on your worst days? And she gave some great advice that I want you to think about. She said, on your days when you're well, make a list of what you do to make you well. So for me on my list, it would be rolling out of bed at 4:40 in the morning so that I can drive to boot camp where I am with some amazingly inspirational humans and I get to exercise and get my cup filled with people who are thoughtful and kind and fun. That makes me well. It makes me well when I choose to eat more protein than carbs, even though I really like carbs. And I'm not telling you that I don't eat them, but I am learning that my body needs more protein. The older I get, the more I need to be thoughtful about that. When I'm well, I think about my relationships and I focus on my relationships, whether it's spending time with my husband or my kids or my friends. What does that look like and how can I make time for it? I do that when I'm well. When I'm well, I read. I love to read, but sometimes I don't have time to read. And so how can I carve that out? When I'm well, I am more rational with my decision making and I am less likely to snap at people. So what do you do when you're well? What are some of the habits that you have that you do when you're well? And then how can you visit those on days when you're not so well? I think the most important thing to remember is that a day doesn't have to last 24 hours, right? Like if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed and things are going poorly and you get a flat tire or you get frustrated or somebody says something terrible the first thing in the morning, that does not have to ruin your entire day. You can take a minute and fester in it for a little bit, but then you need to turn it around. So we have a trainer at the gym, and this is by far the most effective trainer tip I think I've ever gotten. She said, if it gets hard, just turn around. And so we'll be lifting, we're supposed to do 12 reps, let's say, of something. And so I'll be on rep 6 and I'm like, I got nothing left. So you put the weights down, you physically turn around, and then you pick the weights back up. What do you need to do to turn around today? What do you need to do to say, you know what? I had a bad morning. I'm not going to have a bad day. I am going to turn this around by I'm going to stop at Starbucks and get myself a tea because it makes me really happy. Or I am going to call my best friend that I haven't talked to in a really long time. Or I'm going to Marco my friends. Or I'm going to kiss my husband when I get home. I don't know what your thing is. I do know that you can turn it around. It is up to you what your day looks like. Again, I have said it before, and you will hear me say it again. I know I can be perceived as a Pollyanna, and this is called productive joy, for heaven's sakes. I am not delusional enough to think that nothing bad ever happens. But if you choose to dwell in the bad, guess what you're going to always see? The bad. Why would anybody want to live in that? I choose not to, right? I choose to look for the good. And that is due to my circumstances, due to my experiences, due to some things that happened to me very early on in life that I decided I didn't want to dwell in. And so I looked for the good. And when I found the good, I chose to focus on the good. And I spent my entire life and still today looking for the good. Now, everybody doesn't have that gift, right? Everybody doesn't have that natural propensity, but you do have a choice every single day. You can dwell on the good or you can dwell on the bad, because I assure you, they are both there. And you get to decide which one is going to be most prominent in your mind. So, where will you pick your focus today? What will you do to shift that focus to where it needs to be? And if it is an entire career changing situation, reach out to Grisel. She knows what she's talking about. And she has written a brilliant book that really is like having a conversation with her called Trust Your Wings. And read it and look at it and go, ooh, that's me. I need to rethink that thing right there, because life's too short and we're not promised it's going to last forever. So let's focus on the good instead of getting mired down in the bad. I'm not telling you that it'll go away. I am telling you you'll stop seeing all of it quite as brightly. So that's your podcast for today, your reminder that there are good things out there. And if you like this podcast, would you please share it? And if you want to talk to me directly, I do coaching, I do leadership training, I do all kinds of things to take the practices that I've learned over all of these years and insert them into businesses, into individuals, and I'm here to help. So how would you get in touch with me? Lots of different ways. The easiest is just to find me on LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok. You can look up Productive Joy or Dr. Christy McMullen, and Christy is Christie, McMullen, McMullen. And just say hi. Oh my gosh, that would make me so happy. You can also reach out to learningcanstick@gmail, and that's a super easy way to find me. Or you can go to my website, which is AIM with us. Remember, my company is called AIM, and the idea behind it is you have to analyze, improve, and move. That's what AIM stands for. You got to pick a target, and then you have to aim towards that target. So I don't care how you get in touch with me. I care that you get in touch with me, because if you and I get together, we can have some productive joy based on your needs and how I can potentially help. So today, I want to encourage you to figure out a way, even if it's a teeny tiny little way, to find fun and turn that fun into action.